Atlanta, live from K.L.P studios. Ever wonder what went down behind the scenes of our top stories?
Say what?
Then tune into What Had Happened Was, the only radio station that takes you straight to the source. From coast to coast, tune in now as we dive deep into the stories, the drama, and the moments that shape the culture with
The Swanky One, new K.L.P.
and
with your girl, Evelyn Letitia.
live, Swanky 93.3 and the Heat 94.6 radio stations, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Y'all, what's up? It's your girl. You know who it is. The vibe all day, every day. It's your girl, Evelyn Letitia. With my boy, Kennedy Lucas Patterson. You are now tuned in to
What had happened was,
make sure y'all follow us on Instagram at WHHW Radio 1 and on
what had happened was,
Facebook at What Had Happened Was Podcast. And you can hear us wherever you get your podcasts
what had happened
for your
was,
listening ears. Make sure you tune in at all our channels.
what had happened was,
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's been a minute, I know. We sorry.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another exciting podcast episode. This is
what had happened was,
I'm one of your hosts, your boy, K.L.P. Boy howdy. Kennedy Lucas here in the studio, and then to my right, Evelyn Letitia is back
What it
in
do,
the studio,
fam?
in the flesh.
Yes.
I gotta say, I gotta apologize to our fan base.
Why you gotta apologize?
The reason why I gotta apologize because it's been a minute since we pod. So last week, I think I talked about it on social media. I was down and out. If you guys don't know, and I can share this, it's out. I had a acute thyroiditis issue going on. So basically, it's your thyroid and your thyroid in your throat. You're coughing and it inflames. You can't talk, and I had to go to the doctor. And shout out to Dr. Shore. He got me right. He gave me my medication that was prescribed, and it was able to calm the inflammation down. And sadly, we couldn't pod because of that. So I apologize. I had to cancel on E, and I felt bad because
No, it's good.
I text you like, E, I'm sick. We ain't gonna be able to make it. And it was interesting because that weekend, my friends had a shindig that they invited me to, and I said, hey, I'm in bed. Like I can't make it. So I apologize to the fan base when it comes down to that as well. So that's on me, but we back, right? We back.
Throat right.
Oh, this is the right.
Always spitting that explosive fire.
Hey, that's a new button. I forgot to program that button.
Yeah, look, I actually thought, this is why I need to put my contacts in, because I thought that thing said gunfire, rapid gunfire.
Uh-oh.
It do say spitting fire.
Spit
Ooh.
fire. Hey, well, we could use that though. That sounded really good.
I thought it was going to go like that.
Oh.
But it worked.
It
Voice
worked.
back, spitting that fire.
Yeah, it works. We need to keep that one in.
Oh.
But yeah, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We got a packed show for you guys as well.
Yes.
It's been humbling. We've been posting outside of when we were getting well. Me and E, we post our stories of what we got going on personally outside the podcast, and I think you guys like it because it kind of shows us what we do outside the pod, so you guys can stay engaged with us as well.
We're human.
We are human, and humans get sick, right? Humans get tired. We get sick. We get,
Sick and tired.
Sick and tired. And sometimes with our film schedule, we might have to cancel when we do get sick. I will say,
Tired.
I would say to
of the
E,
way he treats me.
we always prioritize health. We love you guys, and we like that you guys watch the show, but
But y'all ain't paying these doctor bills.
yeah, when we get sick, I prioritize health over a podcast any day. But E, you're back here in the studio.
I am back.
What's going on with
What
you?
had happened
What
was-
happened?
What
going
happened
on?
was I finally
Mm-hmm.
got to put one of my scripts
Mm-hmm.
on film. Yes.
Love it.
Y'all are too kind.
I love it.
Y'all are too kind. Oh my God.
love it.
I've been writing for a long while, and the thing when it comes to scripts, like people often tell, or ask us as creators or filmmakers, when you gonna put this out? When you gonna put a film out? When you gonna?
Yeah.
And it's like you really got to understand for people who are really, really serious about their work and the quality of their work, you don't want to just be putting stuff out just to throw something out there to appease other people because they're ready to see something, right? The difference you will see between projects that get thrown out there all willy-nilly and those that are curated with the right script, the right team, right kind of lighting stuff, there's a whole different quality of those type things. And so over the years, it's like I've had scripts written, but I never could quite get the right team that I want. Like I've worked with so many different production people, and I would often tell myself, even when I'm on film, like when I'm on set, I tell people this: just because you're there for that job doesn't mean you're not auditioning for your next job.
Oh, I love that.
Because you don't know who in the room with you has projects that they're going to be needing people. And so a lot of times when I'm on set, I'm taking note of who I would definitely want to work with on my projects and who I would never work with on my projects, right? And it just hadn't been a thing where I've had a group that I can consistently, these are the people that I want, there's been some out of state that I've worked with. Like one of my homegirls, she's down in Alabama. When I did her short film, Energy, shout out to Sean Nolan.
Hey.
When I did Sean's, her film, her team and the way she took care of us and everything, it was just all around, just tens across the board. I would love to have used her whole team, but they're all the way in Alabama. So it's like either I travel down there and have to cast people for my project all the way down there, or I would have to try to bring her whole team over here, because that's a good little drive. I drove there for my homegirls, vow renewal of a few weeks back, and that was like almost an 8-hour drive just for me to drive down there. So I was like, that, kind of deal. And then throughout Georgia, there's people here and there. Yeah. But now I got my team with 1334 that we're doing Aggie Pride. Y'all be on the lookout for that.
Be on the lookout.
I have a link in my bio. We are still taking GoFundMe, donations. We're trying to make sure this film has all the right production stuff that it needs. So if you are, want to support, any amount helps, but that is on my Instagram page. I'll make sure I share it, y'all.
Yeah, please. Yes.
But yeah, I finally got to do my film. It's called Juice. I'm in it actually.
Yeah.
So originally, for timing purposes, I was supposed to do my other one, Grandma's Hands, and I could not secure the location I need in time, and I didn't want to lose my July 18th date because I already had certain people on my team that was going to be helping. Yeah. And I did not cast for Grandma's Hands yet because I want to find a location first. I didn't want to find a location in Greensboro, and then I already cast some people all the way down here in Atlanta, and now they got to drive from Atlanta over to Greensboro. So I'm like,
that makes sense.
I want to find the location first. So I said, okay, well, there's another one in my head. Let me get it out real quick. And I wrote Juice in like maybe 3 days, right? Hey. Yeah, it's like maybe 9 pages, 10 pages.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
In 3 days? That's pretty good in 3 days.
Child, when I tell you my mind gets to going, I'm on it. And so I wrote Juice, and it was supposed to have 2 people in it originally. But again, because of a quick turnaround, the second person, it was a phone conversation. I'm like, we really don't need to see this person. We don't have to see this person on camera. So it was like on the phone the first time. You couldn't hear it because she has her earphones in. The next day she can't find when she put them, so the person's on speakerphone. Shout out to my homegirl Wendy who came through and did the voiceover off-screen part for that. Cool. But I was in it, and I got Quentin Q on our team. He directed, and Jay Travis Travis Gilliam was our DP. A young man I've worked with in the past named Tyen. He came on, Tyen Stevenson. Tyen does a whole lot of different things. He came on and was our second AC. And BTS for video and photos and everything like that. Oh, that's so dope. And then Ife on our team for 1334, she was my first AD. And so we shot it at my house, and I think it's gonna look amazing. I think it's gonna, the suspensefulness of it. We had some great things occur in it. Like I had this cabinet in my kitchen that one of the hinges is broke. So when you close it, it just kind of comes right back open, right? Yeah. And that was never a part of the film. And this is what I mean when I say when you got the right team around you, and they understand your vision and what you want. They know what my vision was and how deep I wanted the suspense to be. Right. And what had happened was, I was supposed to tape this thing shut before they came to my house, but I was still working and doing stuff up until by the time they came to my house, I had already been up like 24, 25 hours. I hadn't even been to sleep yet.
Yeah.
So we filmed this whole thing in one day. It took us about, I think we had cams over like 9:45, 10 o'clock, and we were done by 4 p.m.
Okay.
So we're very efficient on our team.
Yeah, that's efficient for a film.
But I did all that with no sleep, and I didn't tape the cabinet like I wanted, and so we got ready to shoot the first shots. And said, "Oh, that cabinet's open." So they went to close it, and it opened back up. I said, "Oh yeah, I was supposed to tape that. Let me get some tape."
Yeah.
He said, "Hold on." Q said, "Hold on, we can use that. Like maybe we can have it open, and I can insert the sound the sound later. Because that particular part behind her, is she's gonna whip her head around anyway to look at an empty door frame. So like that type stuff. Yeah,
that's cool.
And originally the concept kind of stayed the same, but the execution had to change because originally I wasn't supposed to be the actress in it, right?
Okay.
I just knew that I could keep my July 18th date if I was the actress in it because I wrote it, so I don't have to like rehearse nothing with anybody else. I know all the lines by heart, you know.
Yeah, makes it easier.
So we didn't run into the issue of what my execution was going to be until we got in the bed. There was a bedroom scene, and it's supposed to be like the silhouette. And originally the person I was on the cast was be somebody who, their body type was like very ambiguous. Whether in the light, like if they were in the light, you saw them and you knew that was them, but in the dark you couldn't tell.
Couldn't really tell. Yeah.
But then my team pointed out, Evelyn.
Yeah.
You got a very distinctive body type. I was like, yeah, y'all right.
Yeah.
Like they gonna see these curves and be like, what is she doing? Like, we know that she like. So we changed the execution of how I wanted that bedroom scene to play out in the end with how that scene ends. And I think we're gonna have some great stuff. Right now it's in post production, and I'll go to the editing floor with Q, and we'll make that get done. And so
I love that.
That happened.
I love that. I love that.
We are film. We're still working on Aggie Pride.
That I'm excited for.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Aggie Pride.
We shot a promo earlier this year, and it was up on social media for a little bit, and we took it down because we put it in all these film festivals. It's supposed to be like a short promo, like our other ones, like maybe 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But it was so good, it ended up being 7 minutes. So we took it down so we could put it in film festivals. And we're going to put it back up, but we got accepted to the Detroit Black Film Festival.
Hey.
Yeah, in Detroit. And the UFF in Miami, which is the Urban Film Festival. And theirs is September the 3rd through the 5th. And so we plan on trying to go down there as a team.
That's awesome.
Then what else? The International Black Theater Festival is coming up. I'm going to be there all week. And our team is going to meet up there on I think that Wednesday of that week, to kind of promote our film and network some. I'm excited about that. I go every 2 years. I've been going since 2019.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And it's been amazing. I get to see some other playwrights and people that I don't get to see all year long.
No, that makes sense.
So it's like this amazing thing. You see all these people from all over. And so, I'm excited about all of that. I'm excited
Film
about
festivals,
all that.
here we go.
Yeah. But what you did your catch up, right? Or do you need to do
Oh
it?
Yeah, well
I know you apologize. Okay, hold on.
What had happened was...
What happened, ladies and gentlemen?
I know they be like, Evelyn, don't let him talk.
No, I love to hear the dope things you got going on. Part of the team too. I'm also going to film festival. I'm going to Bronze Lens Film Festival. That is a huge film festival here in Atlanta for Dear Isaiah. We were officially selected.
You better.
Yeah. I reached out to everybody in the movie. Everybody's excited. Our girl Shell is in the movie. So she's excited. She's going to be there too. So very, very stoic and excited for that film. And also stay tuned later as we get closer to the date in September. Dear Isaiah is going to be streaming on another platform. I'm just waiting to announce what it is because I want us to get closer. And it's very in good time with that because September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month. So it just kind of makes sense. We are heading, I think at the end of September as well, we're heading to Dallas to do some promo me and Tony and I, we're going to be on a radio station, 2 radio stations in Dallas, and we've got a conference about the movie in Dallas in September. So
Y'all flying there? Y'all?
we flying.
Okay.
I'm flying. I ain't driving all the way.
You said it's in September?
September, into September. So that's been going on with that. So Guardians, my new movie Guardians, the animated superhero movie I've been telling everybody about. We added some things to it, and I changed the name. So it's now called Guardians Link Between Time. So it is an ambitious project. It's an animation. We're going full throttle in this movie. I've got my independent voice actors and actresses. That the list of actors and actresses. I did a video to announce the people that's in this movie. That video's coming soon. I'm playing the villain, so I'm playing Nightmare. So
I'm trying to picture that. Well, what's your villain voice sound like?
So it's a deep voice like what I'm about to perform for y'all. But then I edit it to make it deeper. So it's like your world's gonna be different. T16. So it's a deep voice. So it's like a Batman.
Hold on. You're gonna just get past that. Where that voice came from?
Yeah, it can get a little bit deeper and deeper and deeper. On What Had Happened Was podcast. I'm playing Nightmare. But I'm using a tool to make that a little deeper.
Ladies!
I can only go as deep as I can.
Ladies, y'all heard that?
Yeah. Deep ladies, let me tell you something.
Hold on. Yeah, ladies.
I got something for you.
Always spitting that explosive fire.
I'm always spitting that fire.
In a world.
In a world.
Shocks me with his voice.
Shock you with your voice. I could be a mean voice actor.
I like it. Look, we gonna do some stuff together.
I got it doesn't hurt my throat to do it. It's just with the tool, it needs to be a little deeper for Nightmare because Nightmare is a villain, right? So I'm really excited about that. We're getting close to post production. We're still in production, so we got a couple of more months to work on this project. Ambitious project. And speaking of projects, my new album 30 that's been pre-released on other platforms. It is now streaming exclusively on Spotify.
Y'all better go cop that.
You guys can listen to it if you got Spotify.
Ooh, you want this beat, right?
Hey, he's toying around with these. And I remember.
Look, let me tell you something. First of all, when she said, "Oh, I
you want
have
this beat,
I
right?
have not tested these."
Yeah,
So I
we're
knew
doing
what
it
she was about
live.
to say, and I was like, "Oh my god!" She said, "Ugh." I was like, "Oh, let me not." Okay.
Yeah. I forgot those buttons that are in there. I forgot. the
No,
program
but I told her
years ago.
I'm gonna say some like when we're done. I'm record some. I'm send to you. So you can upload them. Cause I got some like I know you lying. Like I want to add that. I want to add that so bad.
We're gonna
like,
do that. We're gonna add that.
Like girl, what?
We're gonna add that for sure.
Yeah.
Fitness is going good. Getting healthy, right? Like I say, I'm away from my thyroiditis. It's just something I gotta work with. You can cure it if you do surgery. I don't want to do surgery. I'd rather take medication and calm it down until if it gets like really, really bad that I really need surgery and Dr. Shore say, hey, you got to have surgery, then sure. But I'm thankful it's not no nodules, no lumps in my throat. I'm glad it's not Graves' disease. So.
And either way, if you did have surgery and they had to remove it, you would have to still take medicine anyway.
I would.
So.
I would. So it's been good. It's been good. You know, I got my arms out, you know.
Yeah.
We got it.
Y'all be watching. Y'all gotta watch the stories. You in the bathroom mirror flexing.
Oh yeah. I was like,
oh,
wait a minute now.
Look, when I came into the studio today, Kennedy was outside. And like, first of all, I ain't got my contacts in, glass or nothing. So after about 10 feet, I see you.
Yeah.
But I didn't see his face. I was like, who is this black man with his arms out?
Yeah.
And then I got close. I said, oh, that's Kennedy.
That's Kennedy. Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Because I got dressed and I was like, I don't want it's hot. Let me just wear this, get my muscles out,
When I go to this festival in North Carolina, I got all kinds of dresses. Like, my arms going to be out because I ain't trying to be.
Yeah, it's hot.
Here
in Atlanta, it's been hot lately. It's been hot.
Same in South Carolina.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been going on with. It's been a good catch up, and like I say, we're back. I know it's been a minute, but we are back. So you ready to talk about it?
I am.
All right. Oh, you want?
What had happened was.
Yeah.
So this has been a topic of conversation lately, and I think it's very fitting because we're getting ready into the August month. And August is typically, hey, the kiddos are going back to school, right? So I wanted to talk about this. And first and foremost, I want to say we're here for a lot of young freshmen that chose Howard University as their school. I'm here to say that Howard University, along with the other 107 HBCUs here in the U.S., I mean, we're here for you guys because it is very impactful. But I gotta talk about it because did you know over 500 incoming freshmen they got unenrolled at Howard University lately because they missed the July 10th payment deadline. And the reason why some of the parents and some of the students miss that July 10th deadline is there's two reasons.
Okay.
This is my sources are coming from the neighborhood talk from that sources, and there's a video that I'm gonna play. This parent that's very sad about it. Howard University emails haven't been clear and concise when it comes down to financial aid or payment, right? And a lot of students and parents are waiting for financial aid to be funded or scholarships to come into their account. I'm here to say I know about the longevity of financial aid. Now, I love the school that I went to, but it took a minute for my financial aid to kick in when I was starting school. It's a mess, right?
Yeah.
And it makes sense that financial aid is kind of a mess because of the world where we're going through right now. Financial aid office is going through a lot of mess because a lot of people who've been graduating, somehow their repayment plans have been increased. So financial aid is going through a lot of hoopla as for certain. But I feel sad for the students who chose Howard University, as their dream school, for it to be their dream school, and then they want to inhabit the HBCU culture, and now they're not able to do that, and now they could potentially miss their first month or 2 months of classes because they don't have payment done. And even this parent who, and I'll play the video, the parent was upset, she was crying, and she said, hey, if it's a certain amount that my daughter needs, let me go to the office. Here's my card. I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of the admissions office, the financial office said, hey, sorry, there's nothing we can do. Sorry. And let me play the video. And I just wanted to express the sadness that this parent is having. So here's the video.
Her balance is practically zero. Her scholarship came in today. She only owes $1,400. I told them I will pay this now.
I'm Jay Lawson on the campus of Howard University because over 500
And that's Jay
students
Lawson.
have been
She's a reporter.
unenrolled at Howard's incoming freshman class. Now, the vice president of enrollment says that basically the tuition had to be paid 50% on the account in order for the students to secure their enrollment. However, parents say that the emails have been confusing, frustration. A lot of parents have come up to the administration building offering to pay the remaining balance of what they believe is left on the accounts, and the administration is telling them that there is nothing that they can do. The vice president of enrollment also says that some cases will be reviewed on a case-by-case basis because there were a lot of external funding and scholarships that needed to be applied to accounts. But right now, a lot of the students who have been turned away, their families say that they don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Like,
What had happened was
that can be solved. It's not fair. I called since May trying to get in contact with somebody.
I know all
They
about
did
that. Going to
not
financial
respond.
aid and have to call them and they don't
when they
respond.
did
I know all
respond, they
too well
gave
about
me
that.
miscommunication. They can pull. They said the calls are recorded. They can pull those calls to hear what the rep told me.
Makes me sad.
Yeah. So my issue. This is my issue when it comes to. First of all, I grew up in the Low Country of South Carolina, and I grew up around and on certain HBCU campuses because one, I did sports summer league programs, and I took private swimming lessons at Voorhees College. You know, me and my younger sister. I went to a program there when I was in middle school called NYSP, which is National Youth Sports Program, where they literally came to my hometown in Barnwell, picked us up on buses, and took us to Denmark, South Carolina, to Voorhees, and we were there all day. They fed us breakfast and lunch, and we played sports and all kind of stuff. And so I'm very familiar with Voorhees and Denmark Tech. Been on their campus, their girls basketball team and stuff like that. Claflin and South Carolina State. I grew up on and around those campuses, and I went to a PWI. I went to Clemson University. You know, I had scholarships and stuff. And this is the thing I want to say: when it comes to PWI and HBCUs, for me, there is no a PWI education is better than HBCU or HBCU. They're on a equal playing field as far as the educational value, right?
Yeah, right.
The conversation that goes on in our community, though, comes down to the organization and how organized our HBCUs are.
Yep.
That seems to be the running theme. Like, I hear a lot of people who went to HBCUs, our financial aid didn't kick in, or we had to wait. There was never a time when I was at Clemson and I called financial aid I couldn't get in touch with anybody.
Right.
And especially not get in touch with them for months. There was never a time when my financial aid didn't come when they said it was supposed to kick in, right?
Right.
And so that's the conversation that's held in our community a lot is those type things, whether it's housing, something wrong with the housing, or the financial aid, or my classes, the schedule thing was locked and I couldn't sign up. There's always something on the organizational level of getting the student enrolled and doing all this kind of stuff. That's the conversation I often have. And what'll happen is, just like this is going on specifically with Howard University, that will get broadcast, and that would be blanketed over all HBCUs. See, that's why I don't want to send my child to HBCU.
Yeah.
That's why and I'm like,
that's what I hear.
No, it's not all HBCUs, but it does happen a lot at some HBCUs. And the thing is, right now is not the time for that to be happening.
It is not.
If ever there was a time, like, HBCUs give us our foundation for education when PWIs were not accepting us, right? We said, you don't want to accept, let's go do our own thing.
Right.
There were some white people that didn't even want us to be a part of that stuff. They went and created the HBCUs for us so we can have a place to go. And it came out, right?
Right.
And now it's like, in this time and age, when they're rolling back every type of civil rights they can, trying to strip of us our history, more than ever, we need to be directing our athletes to our HBCUs, our scholars to our HBCUs, our business-minded people, our entrepreneurs to our HBCUs. But if you can't get stuff right on the organization level,
it makes it look bad.
It makes you look bad, and they're gonna blanket it over every HBCU, not just the one that's affected. Right? Yeah. I got a little cousin that goes to Howard. She's pitches for the softball team, the women's softball team, and they did great last year and everything. So it's Howard has a great history. When it comes to like they get lots of donations and funding.
Yes, they do.
And part of this also makes me wonder: is Howard comfortable because they're so used to getting all these donations? Like, we can unenroll 500 people, but if they were one of the HBCUs that was struggling financially,
right,
it wouldn't be a question about enrolling those kids because they would need that money. So that's like the catch-22 because like a lot of times when people donate, who do you hear on that list of donations? Howard University, Spelman, Morehouse, South Carolina State, K.L.P. Some of those names are like constantly in the donation pool, right? So it makes me wonder, like, we can get rid of 500 people. We can unroll and we got the money. We don't need their money.
It doesn't make sense to me. Like because if I had a balance in my financial aid at GGC and you're able to pay it, sometimes we're like, okay, well, you come to the office, you make an appointment, you make your payment, right? If it's a low amount now, if it's like $50,000, then they gotta kind of have to legally they have to go through a different direction with that. But excuse me, the parent said $1,400.
And she said,
you could go to the office and swipe your card.
And she even said she's been calling since May. If the deadline to July, she's been calling since May. She can't get nobody. Right. And she's been told this and that. And like she said, it's on a recorded line. The university is going to have to eat some of this responsibility. Because you're going to sit here, you're not going to convince me. Now, yes, there's some kids and parents that they just ain't on top of stuff. And they miss deadlines. But you're not going to convince me that 500 students just missed the deadline. You're going to have to take some accountability for how you were sending emails out, whether they were clear, whether stuff was clearly marked. Did you tell them where to go and something?
Right.
Like, you're going to have to take some responsibility, Howard.
And it also begs the question for me, when things like that happen, because I'm very analytical about something. Like, if something happens, like, okay, is it a reason why is there more to the situation than just financial aid problems? Is it because you don't have enough classes for those 500 students? Could it be that you don't have enough housing for those students, right? Because I know there was another school, I don't think it was HBCU, but another school they don't have enough residential living, so they had to turn students away from residential living because they don't have the space.
Let me tell you something.
Right, so I wonder if it's more than just financial aid.
And when it's funny you say that because I remember it being, I'm trying to think, was I a junior or senior, or it may have been when I was in grad school. But I remember Clemson one year, a few years, especially once the football team really started winning those national championships, they enrolled way more students than they had housing for.
Yeah.
So like there were even some, like it used to be where some of the RAs, if you're an RA, you got a full dorm room by yourself. Right. So now they enroll so many students. RAs had to start sharing rooms. And some room, I remember this specifically. There was some like closet type thing that were like utility closets, like where the janitors would keep their stuff in.
Oh yeah.
They even had to turn some of those into rooms,
really?
Singular rooms to accommodate. Now, of course, with all the funding and money that's came into the town of Clemson, they built so many apartments and like they got plenty of housing downtown Clemson, all that kind of stuff now. Yeah. But there was a time right there, like Clemson over-enrolled people. Wow. And they said, we'll find some place to put you. Yeah. And they was making rooms out of bedroom closets. Like
it reminds me of, so we're here in Atlanta, but Kennesaw State, I think it was like 2 years ago, I think they over-enrolled people in the parking. They had a huge parking situation. Like, no one had parking and everyone was late to class, right? Yeah. Because I think they over-enrolled a lot of people. And I think it was at that time because a lot of colleges are trying to squeeze in a lot of people because they're trying to get the money, try to get the funding, try to get their numbers for especially if you're a school that rely also on government funding, like you got to have a certain set of numbers. But I'm really sad for this. I'm really sad for Howard to go through this, and I wonder what they would have as the solution, right? Because they got to fix it, right? Because now those 500 students, they might look at other HBCUs, or if they're not really rocking the HBCUs anymore, they say, okay, well, let's go to PWI then, right? It's sad to say that, but people can change their minds from a bad experience, right? So it just...
And it's hard to push, yet like telling our young, scholars and athletes to go to HBCUs when you're flubbing up like this. Right. And again, we don't get the liberty of, it's just Howard. Yeah. They're going to say, no, all the HBCUs, and that's not the case. And I that's the take home that I want our audience to get. Like, don't let what's going on with Howard affect how you see all HBCUs. They are not just monolith that they're all the same. There are some HBCUs that are on top of everything. And there's some that drop the ball here and there, right? But you don't do that with PWIs. There's something going on at Clemson. You don't say, see, that's how USC is over there too. And that's how Texas A&M is. You don't do that. So don't do that to the HBCUs, okay? No. But since we're talking about students, hold on now.
What had happened was,
get that out.
The button right. One of the stories that we've been following and is national news is the Nolan Wells story. Unless you've been living on the rock. Nolan Wells was a young black young man who went out with his friends on boat, river, whatever. Ended up his friends came back. Nolan did not, and I'm giving y'all the shortened version because by now you cannot have missed cannot have missed all the stuff that's going on. But anyway, they came back. They claimed he went with a girl and he stayed on an island. And then, he never made it back to, I guess, his car or whatever. And they had his phone and his keys. And a few days later, we found Nolan, his body in the water. Yeah. And so as of right now, he's had autopsy done in Alabama. I was in Mississippi. I think it was Alabama.
I think it was Alabama.
Don't quote me on that one. Yeah. But he's had a first autopsy done. His family elected to have a separate private autopsy as well. So that's the topic of discussion now. Because of certain things were missing, like his throat and stuff like that. And of course, people who are familiar with how autopsies work, you say, they needed to test those and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, take the tissue and test it, but why couldn't it get sent with his body after y'all got what y'all needed, right? And why his throat and not all of his organs? Certain things like that. Those are questions that are going on. Yeah. And then they said Nancy Grace. Y'all don't woke Nancy Grace up.
Oh yeah.
Now you were a lot younger when the whole what's her name? I'm trying to think of what the little girl name was. Her mom ended up the little girl went missing. Everybody was looking for her, and Nancy Grace stayed on top of that case. Gosh, I can't think of her name right now. It'll come at
Casey
you.
Anderson.
Casey
Anderson.
It's Casey's her first name.
Okay.
But I can't think of her last name.
I think it is Anderson. I think.
Casey Anthony.
Casey Anthony.
Yeah.
Anthony.
That whole thing, like Nancy
little,
Grace was on top of it. Not to confuse her with Nancy Mace, who is a MAGA trumpeted not to confuse Nancy Grace with Nancy Mace. That's a totally different person.
Here's when we say.
Totally different person, but black people have been on one all week long to, oh Lord, they don't woke Nancy Grace up. We definitely gonna get some answers now. And she's been on it. Every channel I turn to, Nancy Grace is asking the questions that most people want to ask, right? But I bring all that up because the conversation that's been going on as well, where we as black people say, you know, that's why you're never the only one. And by the only one meaning the only black person. Don't send your kids if they're gonna be the only one. Yeah. Don't, you know, let them spend the night somewhere and they're the only one. Like, and that made me bring up this conversation of what we haven't been talking about is those of us who have been the only one, because our spaces dictate that a lot. Yeah. Like, there's some black people that can easily say, oh, don't be the only one, because your experience has always been you're surrounded by nothing but black people. Yeah. Like, your school was probably 90-something% black. Yeah. Your whole neighborhood was black. All your sports teams was black. You know, honor society stuff. But what about those of us who either had to split that time, or was in places where you're predominantly surrounded by white people? Yeah. And I've been one of those people
back in the day.
In both of those scenarios. Like, when I went to school coming up, my town and my school was probably half and half, right? With a black and white population. However, in school, with academics, in my classes, I was always like one of 3 blacks in a class of 25. If my class had 25 desks, maybe 3 black people in that class. Then when I got in the Talents and Gifted program, like 1 or 2 people, you know, per like 10 or 12 people in that class, right? So you got that. Yeah. Honor societies. And then certain sports teams, like basketball. When I went to basketball, our whole team black. Yeah. When I went to softball,
it's softball.
It's like what, 15 girls on the team, 4 of us black.
I've seen
like, so it's that, and then, you know, you talk about going on trips and stuff. I've been on school trips and stuff. My Talent to Gifted program, I remember we went on that, and I think it was only 2 of us that was black on there. Everybody else was white. I was previously married. My ex is white. I've been on plenty of family vacations and outings where I was the only one. The difference for me is I was very aware that I was the only one. I have never been around white people and completely let my guard down. Like, I'm like, so I keep my head on a swivel. Because you got to listen. Yeah, you do. Sometimes, one thing about growing up and being around a lot of white spaces, you got to listen to the jokes that ain't really jokes. Yeah. It's like they'll say certain things that they mean, but they'll laugh. Oh, you know, I'm just kidding. Like,
nah, you meant that.
Yeah, and I don't even say that. I just mental note.
Yeah, like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, right, you know. Yep. But they knew well enough not to do any racial jokes around. Yeah. Like, so, what you say?
Yeah, I remember I had an old boss. Shout out to him. I ain't gonna play his name out, but old boss. White dude, short white dude too. It was funny. He would come around and be like, "Yeah, listen to that new Kendrick Lamar, that new Jay-Z." Yeah. And just to see what my reaction is. Like, oh yeah, they're pretty good.
Like, okay.
Pretty cool. And then I just move on. Yeah. Like, you gotta be smart, people.
Yeah, but that's the conversation we don't have a lot. We'll say, okay, don't be the only, like you're telling me, don't be the only one. Everybody don't have the privilege of not being the only one, right? So when you don't have that privilege of a space where it's nothing but black people around you, and you need to go over here to do this trip or this particular business model thing, whatever, and you're gonna be the only one. The things you need to do is keep your head on a swivel. One, stand your ground. If something is about to be done that you ain't comfortable with, now I'm cool.
Nah, I'm cool.
You know how many times I've turned down let's go hiking in the woods. Now, I've been on hikes with some white people. Yeah. But if this don't feel right about it,
something
and especially if my knees hurting too, no, I'm good. Y'all go ahead. I'll be here at the house when y'all come back.
I think the only hiking I've been, it was my little brother and our friend Shaheem too. Like your close friends that you became RAs with and grew up with. Yeah, okay, I got with you. But
I've been way out on the river, deep bottom fishing. You know, I was the only one on the boat. I was throwing the cast net, but again, very aware of my surroundings. I never go without letting people know where I'm at, and who all gonna be with, and how long I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
Cause I be darned if I end up on the news and y'all talking about, well, I didn't even know she went out on the water with them. Trust me, people know where I'm at. You might not know I told them people where I was going and who I was gonna be with.
Yeah.
But there's people who know where I'm at. So I said those of you who have to navigate those white spaces, and you are the only one, lean into your instincts.
Yeah.
I don't care how long y'all been friends. And I would say this, I have some white friends in my life that I trust with my life because they've proven to me just how much they got my back and how much, like, when I tell you, like, you know, I ain't gonna put the business out there, but the way they've shown up for me, and also they're not just allied in front of my face.
Right.
They're allies behind closed doors because they even lost friends because they've been allies for black people. There was something I posted the other day. It said, white people, quit trying so hard to convince black people that you're not racist when you should be trying to letting the other white people around you know that you're not racist. Because how is it you trying to convince us black people that you're not racist, but the white people you're around be saying the most racist shit and you still around them? They say it around you because they think it's okay. You don't check it.
Yeah, you don't check it as much.
Yeah, you trying to convince us that you're not racist.
Yeah.
But you hanging around racist people, and they saying the stuff that they want to say because you haven't convinced them that you're not racist.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense, right?
Yeah.
And I talk about, you know, being one of the only ones.
What had happened was,
and going on all these family vacations. One of the family vacations I used to take a lot with my ex. His family would do this week-long trip every 4th of July that week to Pawleys Island. It's like a big little celebration on the island, and then, you know, they would do this thing on the beach. I think on the 4th they would have a parade. So like the beach houses that we rented or whatever, we would sit out and the parade would come down, and then we'd go to the beach, and there was this huge American flag that we'd pull out, and they would always be a flyover.
Okay.
You know, so it was this big thing. So I went all the time. Every year his family. Matter of fact, the last year that we were married, like 2014, I actually went by myself without him. Yeah, which I think it was a setup anyway. Like he didn't want to go, so he waited to the last minute to ask for time off. Even though, mind you, I said it's 4th of July, right?
Yeah.
That week. Even though since January, I had been telling you to put in your time.
Put in the time,
Now, also, the person he was going to put in time was a supervisor. Same person he was having an affair with.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So imagine if your wife going, like, it's easy for you to be like, oh, well, I couldn't get the time off, I got to work. So now I'm at the beach with your family.
Yeah.
And you back here with the woman that you... Yeah.
I ain't know that.
Yeah.
Hey, that's an exclusive on the show. I ain't know that.
Child, when I tell y'all, if I told y'all all the stuff I could tell y'all.
That's a special
When I said people have tried to paint me to be something that I'm not, I said there's so much of my life in truth that y'all do not know, right? And it will give you a clearer lens of why I don't tolerate BS and chaos, and why I protect my peace so much. Because if y'all knew the half of what I went through, like the half of. But anyways, we go down to Pawleys Island all the time, and so what caught my eye, this happened recently at Pawleys Island. This is from Georgetown County, from the sheriff. A 4th person was arrested in the church sex offender case. Jennifer Nikki Howard, former director of Pawleys Island Christian Academy, has turned herself in at the Georgetown County Detention Center, the 4th person to be arrested in conjunction with the ongoing investigation into the Pawleys Island Community Church. She is charged with obstruction, criminal conspiracy, and unlawfully placing a child at risk or causing a child harm. It said earlier today, former pastor Don Williams and his wife, former church administrator Jenny Williams, were arrested in Somerville and extradited back to Georgetown County. The 4th arrestee, convicted sex offender Warren Perry, was arrested in Georgetown. All 3 are charged with criminal conspiracy and obstruction, and Don Williams has an additional charge of unlawfully placing a child at risk or causing a child harm. It says the church has been under investigation for a week after a concerned parent alleged that a convicted sex offender was volunteering there in close proximity to children. The sheriff's office notified South Carolina Probation, Pardon, and Parole, which has jurisdiction over Perry, and began its own investigation into how church leaders allowed a convicted sex offender on a campus with a daycare and school. A bond hearing time is expected to be set on tomorrow morning, and the information will be shared when it's available. So again, the convicted sex offender's name is Warren Perry. Mm-hmm. You on a convicted sex offenders list. You ain't supposed to be around no children.
Nope.
None. Mm-hmm. And somehow, Pastor Don Williams and his wife, Jenny Williams, allow you at the church to volunteer.
That's sick.
Now, I was trying to find where I found it before, but one of the questions people talked about was whether or not they knew that he was a sex offender, you know. And some people were like, yeah, they did know, but according to them, he repented and they was giving him grace. And I said, this is the problem I have with religion. Mm-hmm. In particular, the Christian faith. You can do any and everything. You can do the most subtle sin. Mm-hmm. You can do the most horrific sin ever in life. And all you have to do is say, I repent, whether you mean it or not. Because they say, oh, that's your relationship with God. Right. God is the one you repent to. You know, he knows your heart. You can flat out not even mean it. And say, oh, I repent. And then they just forgive you. And then put you in way of more victims. Yeah. It's like, what do you tell your victim? Right. What do you tell the young woman who was raped and the rapist said, oh, well, I repented. God freed that demon from me. And you say, oh, hallelujah, he's repented, you know, give him grace. And then you let him keep coming to the church. And this victim who's there trying to get healing from God has to see this person every day being re-traumatized. Yep. That's the issue I have really, because just because you give somebody grace and you say, oh, they repented and God see their heart, doesn't mean you haven't been given common sense. Why would you put a convicted sex offender anywhere near children? Yep. Just craziness.
That's craziness. And I would say, add on to that too, it makes you want to know the mindset behind the church leaders, like the pastor. And you know, what were you thinking? What do you think this was going to have like a good outcome? Right? Do you think that this will share in a good light for your constituents, your congregation, your community? Right? You're setting, in my opinion, you're setting a bad precedence to that community when you're allowing things like that to happen. In my opinion, I do think it's a lot when you've performed sin or any type of sin. Yes, it is good to ask God for forgiveness, but you have to, first of all, you have to work a little bit more on yourself, right? It's more than just saying, hey, I repent and all be well, right? Yeah. Now, I believe that, repent, yes, but work on it, right? If you keep doing the same thing, you're not really doing anything for your health, your mental, your physical, when you're doing the exact same thing, but then you're going back and saying, I repent, right? Yeah. It drives me nuts too, because it kind of reminds me. So for me, I'm a spiritual. Of course, everybody knows I go to church. Before
you go in, I want to give them one more layer of how, not only were these kids, let me give you a deeper layer. This is from Robbie Harvey on Facebook. Oh, I love him. The Pawleys Island scandal is getting scarier. I've now learned that Pastor Don Williams' school was one of the few that allowed South Carolina's BabyNet to come in and render services. BabyNet is the state's early intervention program for infants and toddlers from birth to 3 years old who have developmental delays or conditions associated with developmental delays. They come into the child's everyday settings, provide services for free at no cost to the families. Again, the school at Pawleys Island Community Church was one of the few in the area that allowed BabyNet. Translation: Predator Warren Perry had access to special needs children, many of them under the age of 3, and Pastor Don Williams allowed that access. So not only were there children, that's bad already. Yeah. But to make matters worse, he had access to children who are 3 and younger and had special needs.
Yeah.
So you are talking about vulnerable population.
Yeah.
That's even more vulnerable.
That's crazy.
And again, I say, white man, is this your culture? Because I ain't saying it's all white men.
Yeah.
But it's always a white man.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Scary.
back to spiritual. I'm sorry.
Scary. Oh, I was just saying, it's kind of like the same concept, kind of. And I might be a little wrong in this. I don't know. But for me, when I see it on TikTok, social media, and out in public, people might be struggling about something, and then they say, I'll just pray it, and then it'll be fixed.
Yeah.
That's not how that works. The same thing in this concept. You can't say, "Oh, I repent," and all this. That's not how that works. In theory, right? You have to pray and repent and pray, but work on it and learn to be better. In my humble.
What he said, prayer without works is dead.
Yeah.
I think that's the same.
Yeah, I think that
Don't
is
quote
the same.
me. I don't go to church. It's been a long time, so I ain't knocking about it that do. I got friends who are pastors and ministers that are my age that we grew up together. And they're ministers. No, I ain't knocking about. I'm just saying I ain't been in a while, so don't let me go. But I'm pretty sure that's what it said.
I think that's the same.
It's either prayer without works is dead or prayer without faith is dead. I don't know. It's one of them.
I think it's prayer without faith is dead.
Whatever it is, basically saying don't just pray about it, be about it.
Yeah,
put the work in.
Essentially. Yeah. But yeah, it's a bad precedence for Prowley Island. I hope that community gets better. That's scary, and he's out there in the streets too. I wouldn't, I couldn't, right?
Well,
that's what's going on. That's what's going on over there.
Well. On a different note, somebody that's doing good for their city.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get
What had happened was
y'all gonna hear us talk about this person a lot because they are proving every Republican wrong, every MAGA person wrong, every wealthy millionaire, billionaire wrong who said that there was no money to do this and that. Mayor Mamdani has been proven there is money if you use it in the right places.
and not integrate greed.
Yes.
Right.
This is from the Really American page, which is on Facebook. It says, breaking. Mayor Mamdani just turned an underused NYPD parking lot into 131 affordable homes with 30% reserved for formerly homeless New Yorkers. New York's mayor just announced that an underused NYPD parking lot in the East Village will become the ARIA, a development with approximately 131 deeply affordable homes, a senior center, community space, and even replacement parking. His words, public land should serve the public. Imagine that. And look at the details because this is where it gets good. 30% of the apartments are reserved for formerly homeless New Yorkers, with supportive services on site. So the homes are deeply affordable for low-income residents, including seniors. The building will have green roofs, landscape terraces, and all-electric systems built to top sustainability standards. And a community land trust is a development partner, meaning the affordability is permanent. And the neighborhood itself has a real say forever. Y'all heard it? Affordability is permanent. Don't mean you get in there and it's going to be this low ball and then next year, we raise the price $300, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
It says this wasn't imposed from above either. The plan was shaped by years of community organizing, public workshops, and feedback from nearly 400 residents. It's the first city land award of Mamdani's administration. And it says it's part of a plan investing nearly $5 billion to build 200,000 new affordable homes over the next decade. On his first day in office, he signed an order creating a task force to find city-owned land that can become housing. Remember what they said about this man. Fox News called him a communist. Trump threatened him. Republicans swore New York was doomed. And what he has actually done, frozen the fear-mongering out and started converting parking lots into homes for seniors and homeless families. A parking lot for police cars is becoming homes for people. That one sentence explains the whole difference between the two visions of this country. One side performs outrage on TV, the other side builds. They told you to fear him. He's building homes for grandmas. Let that sink in.
Let it sink in, ladies and gentlemen.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to Mayor Mamdani.
Shout out to him.
He would have had my vote if I lived in New York.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're here in Atlanta, so I can't vote for him. But he's doing some incredible, amazing things. Let me tell you something. Housing is the most important thing that a human needs, right? Besides, food, right? But
your
basic
needs,
necessity. And first of all, he's doing something great for New York because New York is a wonderful city. I've been there 3 times. I love New York. I love the culture. Obviously, I rooted for the Knicks. We all know about it. But he's built a home for first homelessness and for people who can better afford housing. Let me tell you, New York, I think I talked about it when we talked about Knicks a few weeks back. We visited a friend in New York, Manhattan, and he showed us his house, and it was nice in design, and he had good furniture, but it was tight.
Oh yeah.
And he was telling me how much he paid. I don't want to put his business down on a blast, but he told me how much rent he paid.
Yep.
That's twice as much more rent than we pay here in Atlanta. So, and he's happy to do it because he has a good job and he loves the city. So, Mayor Mamdani, he's creating something to where New Yorkers can have better affordability within their homes because there's not gigantic apartments in New York unless you're lucky, right?
Unless you got a brownstone,
Even
those they have gentrified them. Mm-hmm. They let them the rundown ones or whatever. The white people came in, bought them, and spruced them up, and then the price just skyrocketed. Yeah, right.
Yeah. And you'd be surprised. A lot of apartments, and I've seen it here in Atlanta too. A lot of these apartments that's getting built up, they're empty.
Yeah.
No one can afford it. So I'm proud of this mayor. This mayor's doing amazing things.
Yeah.
I just can't wait
Shout out
to
to
see
him.
what more he got coming up the tank. But he better.
I saw another article something recently where certain night, like gyms and everything, that they were going to leave that open for parents to have a date night or a night on the town where these activity centers will be open for kids to go in and do recreational activities while their parents are out.
Yeah, that's good.
And I'm like, that is going to help drive the economy too, because now you got workers in there working with the kids, so that's job.
Learning.
Kids are learning. They're exercising. Parents are going out on the town, so restaurants are going to be getting money. Right. So it's feeding the economy and everybody all around.
I would say for the kids, it's more like a learning center. Take away the technology, no iPads, no phones, right? Have the kids learn about social skills and physical skills and educational skills, right? Because I've seen it a lot too. I've seen it even in the store. Just the other day, I went to Kroger and the mom plopped the baby on the little the cart thing at the front, and baby had a big, nice iPad just watching something. Look, I guess like Nickelodeon or Nick Jr. or something. He was just watching like, see, that's the problem right there. You scream, and she did. This baby was so he was cute. He was like, as the mom was on the phone shopping. So yeah. But shout out to the mayor.
Shout out to the mayor.
Y'all got something up there.
But yeah, take heed to everything that we said today. That's gonna wrap our time. Thank y'all for checking back in with us. We're sorry we left y'all hanging for a little while, but
sorry.
What had happened was
I am your girl, Evelyn Letitia, baby, and I got next to me my homeboy.
What you say?
Kennedy Lucas Madison. You were tuned into.
What had happened was
We are on Instagram at WHHW Radio 1.
What had happened was
Facebook, What Had Happened Was podcast, and anywhere that you can get your podcast and listen. Make sure y'all tune in next week. Follow us on our individual pages. I'm at Evelyn Letitia.
Kennedy Lucas NBA.
What had happened was
Made in Georgia.